Hey everybody, welcome back to Frosty Gaming. Today's everyday tech video, this episode is going to be about the case that I use in my computer setups. Or not my computer setup, but my gaming setup. As you guys can see inside the case, there's a lot of room. This case is the Nzxt H630W. There is a regular Nzxt H630, just a black, and then there's a white and a black without windows, and then there's a black and a white with windows. I have the windowed white version. I'll try to leave a link in the descriptions down below for you guys to kind of go check it out. And I think they're running about $159 right now. I think that's what I paid for it. Maybe they might be like $149 right now. It's kind of hard to tell before I do the video to tell you guys what price it is and whatnot, because I put the links in afterwards. But anyways, I've been using this case for about 3 months now. I'm not sure how long it's been out, but this case fit every single one of my needs. I was planning on going with an ETX or an EATX motherboard, and it would have fit that. It has mounting brackets and mounting holes for all the motherboards you can imagine. It is not a mid tower, it's not a small tower, it's not a full tower. It's actually an ultra tower is what they call it. So it's a little bit wider, a little bit taller, and a little bit longer than a full tower by a couple inches on a full tower. I've been using it for about 3 months now, like I said, and you can fit pretty much anything you want inside of it. It has 3 different drive bays that you can use. They're all modular, so you can take the drive bays out or put them back in as you need them. I run with one in the bottom that just has my hard drive and my solid state. And I could put more in there if I want to turn it into a server or whatnot, and put some NAS drives in there, some Western Digital Reds and whatnot. I think you can put, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, so 5. I think you can put a total of 8 drives in this case with the modular drive base. It's a very sleek design. I cannot say enough about this case. I like looking at it every day. Your power buttons are actually on the top. You have your power and your reset. And on the back, you have an illuminated back panel, so you can see your wires and your I/O panel and whatnot on the back of the motherboard. And it shines through the back of the case pretty well. I've used it a few times because I like it a lot more than my old case because it didn't have lights. I installed a BitPhoenix and an NZXT Hue power strip in there, or a light strip, so you can change colors and whatnot. I run it with white all the time, like a really bright white, like a daylight light. And it seems to fit me and my build and everything, just the color scheme really, really well. The case that I have is obviously white and black. The reason why I went with the 630 over the 440, a lot of you have suggested me to get the 440 or the S340. I wanted front drive bays. Some of you may not need front drive bays, 5 1/4 bays. I did, because I like to put some discs in once in a while and whatnot, and I want to put in a kind of like a fan controller temperature reader type thing in the front eventually, and then I'll put the 5 1/4 bay inside for my drive. So the fans, I have 12 fans in this case right now, 11 or 12, and I run all Corsair SP120s, and they've been doing really, really well. They're actually really quiet. The case itself has sound dampening foam everywhere, so it's really, really quiet. The cable management behind the motherboard tray is, you got about 1 inch back there, so you have quite a bit of room. I kind of have run out of room because I have a lot of cables back there, because I did all my cable mod and everything. I put white cables in and whatnot, so that took up a lot of room, because it's just, basically it's just extensions of your power supply cables, so you have to store all the extra length behind the motherboard. I don't utilize this case to its full potential, but I don't need to utilize it to its full potential. Like I said before, it is a silent case. It runs with all the fans running at max. I think the loudest noise I've heard out of it is the graphics cards. It gets up to about 21 decibels. And yes, I did test it with a decibel reader. It gets up to about 21 decibels, 22 decibels, which is bare minimum. That's really not much to hear out of this case. You have a bunch of filtered intakes and exhausts. On the front, you have a filtered intake, and on the bottom, you have a filtered intake. One of the biggest questions that people had about this case was, how's the cooling, the airflow and whatnot? Because you can only see, you know, on the right side, there's only the intake on the right side on the front panel, and then you have the exhaust and whatnot. Obviously you have the 120mm exhaust on the back, and then your top exhaust. So it's not really all that much, but it has been doing pretty well. It does push quite a bit of air out of there, and it sucks in quite a bit of air. Like I said, a lot of people are worried about the side exhaust on the front panel of the case, but you also have the bottom, you know, underneath the power supply, underneath the front of the case on the bottom there. And it is all screened, so you don't have to worry about dust or anything like that. I don't think I've had any dust in this case because I run a kind of a equal balanced pressure in there. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's pretty equal. If you guys want to know anything about the case, leave it in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer your guys' questions and whatnot. And if you guys can't find a price or anything like that, if you click on the link and it's no longer available, let me know. I'll try to get another link for you guys through Newegg or something like that. I think I got it through Newegg. But anyways, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Stay frosty.